Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chums channel. Recently I made a video, why does everybody hate Ultra Sabers? Today I want to talk about a topic that is actually more controversial. I'm not an English speaker, you guys know what I'm saying. It's more controversial than Ultra Sabers, and that's Saberforge. I made videos about it in the past and it's well received. A lot of people gave me a lot of feedback with their own opinions and experiences based on purchases, etc., or customer service feedback and all that kind of good stuff. So there's a lot of out there. Check out my videos. You can find a lot more information over the last few years where I constantly talk about this topic in a recurring base, because of course over time companies change, people change, opinions change, so I want to keep that fluid. So today we're going to talk about Saberforge and why everybody hates Saberforge. And with Saberforge is definitely a bit more complicated than with Ultra Sabers, and it has to do for most with the owner, Phil Isherwood. Phil Isherwood in the past has done some statements easily found on Google. Go find yourself. Count Dooku comments about the death of the actor of Count Dooku, and Phil Isherwood making comments on that. Really tasteless, out of place. Saberforge owner Phil Isherwood having quarrels with other people. Recasting of lightsaber products of other lightsaber designers, all kinds of stuff. Whole bunch of history behind Saberforge that are a very tricky and sensitive topic. And in the last 2 to 3 years, I've seen a massive change. When I talked about Phil Isherwood 2-3 years ago, I said in my older videos, you can find it back, he should step back, shut his mouth on social media, and just let the company run. Just run the company from the background. And that's what I actually see in the last few years. We almost see no Phil Isherwood anymore in the foreground. He's in the back, he's quiet. You don't see any nifty underwater stabby comments as much anymore as you saw before. He is running a business now, and I think he's learning to just keep those opinions for yourself and just focus on running a profession and running a professional business. And that's a big difference. And that is something, that whole long section of Saberforge starting up to 3 years ago, around 3 years ago, 2.5, maybe 2.5 years ago, maybe 2 years, where that really started to change. The communication from Phil Isherwood is very different. In the past, he talked about veterans and not supporting U.S. Soldiers, etc., which in the U.S. is a big thing. In Europe, for us, it's different because we don't have those kind of we don't have the kind of sentiment values. We have that different with our armies. We don't have that same thing as what you guys in the US have. So I can understand in the US that's a big hot topic, and that's a big thing. Like it was about veteran discounts, and that's a big thing. I know you serve your country in the US. That's a big thing. People look up to it, and the comments from Phil Isherwood were appalling. Now again, personal opinions. He has his own opinions. I have my own opinions. We're all people, right? In the end, it's people running these kind of businesses, but he understands that he want to run a professional business and he want to keep that whole personal stuff out of it. So he moved to the back, which is a good thing. I think it also has to do maybe with some personal life changes, which I'm not going to delve into, which might have a major impact on his life, of course, as well, which I can totally understand. And then, of course, we have the scala of products that Saberforge offers. And because they're so wide in their assortment and range and stuff they have for offer, there's also some negative feedback from products that did not pan out as good as hoped. So lightsabers received with physical damage, electronics not working, electronics shortcutting, electronics catching on fire. There's pictures out there where Sabercore soundboards, Sabercore 3.0 soundboards catch fire, burned up, etc. You can find them on the internet. Go search yourself. A couple of years ago, there even was a Saberforge exposed Facebook group where a lot of people that rallied against Saberforge gathered, and it was a interesting read of what people all posted there. That is not active anymore. Maybe they got a disease resist, or how you call that? A stop and disease resist. I don't know, maybe Saberforce sent a lawyer on that Facebook group and they had to stop basically posting that kind of stuff because it was really tricky, bad stuff. It exposed things where Saberforce got their stuff from China, etc. That's another thing. Initially, Saberforce was really actively portraying themselves as an all-American company, all-American made, which was not the case. It was all made in China, which is normal and totally fine. Nothing wrong with that. But for a company to advertise it was all American made, that was a bit of a drag. And yeah, in the last couple of years, they changed a lot. They grow a lot. Their company and their machinery and etc. they got is a lot more than they used to have. So a lot of things changed positively there. But what did not change in the last few years was the quality control of the electronics and the exterior of the hilts, like a lot of nicks, dents, scratches. You can see my videos. I'm not lying. I got more than 25 or 30 different Saberforge lightsabers, and I had so many small issues with them. To me, they're issues, maybe not to you. Different opinions again. I had that again as well in the past. People say, well, dude, you're complaining a lot. That's just a simple thing to send an email to Saberforce and they will fix it for you. That's true, but when I buy something, I want something that's good out of the box. If I have so many lemons, I get pissed, upset. That's my opinion. So that's why I have my own opinions, and that's what you see back on the Facebook groups. People are very passionate about custom lightsabers. They have strong opinions. They have their preferences of brands and their interests in the mix as well by these other companies that have their own core of fans, and they are rallying against certain brands, and I can understand why, because Alta Saberforge is it's not the best out there, guys. It's not the best. I do like their lightsaber designs a lot. That's because their lead design at Saberforge does a great job designing lightsabers. Up till he started doing lightsaber designs, a lot of the hilt designs were completely shit because they're really awkwardly designed with weird shroud designs and glued on parts and just parts that it didn't align properly, etc., etc., etc. It was just a mess. But since Mr. Schneider, is that the correct name? I think his name is Schneider. He's there. He's fantastic. He comes with really cool Saberforge lightsaber designs that are just well constructed, etc. Nice hilts. And I didn't hear as much drama anymore from Saberforge, but the drama was very strong in 2015 and 2016. There was a very strong opinion to the version on Saberforge, and up to date, still till this date, we still have that, of course. But the bottom line with Saberforge nowadays is, if you want to get your lightsabers from Saberforge, just do it. If you want to be brave, because you probably already did some reading on the internet, you still want to get opinions, then prepare yourself. People will bash on Saberforge. They will hate on it. They will poop on it. So be prepared for that, because there's a long history with Saberforge already out there that's easily to be found on the internet. So just be aware of it. You will get very strong opinions from different angles, and yeah, make you base your own opinion on there. I do have several hilt designs from Saberforge that I absolutely love, and I think they belong to the top 20 best lightsaber designs ever, in my opinion. again, my opinion. So yeah, I mean, I really have a love-hate relationship with Saberforge. A few things what I won't do from Saberforge personally, I would never purchase a Sabercore 3.0 soundboard or below anymore. That's just, to me, those soundboards are garbage. They're not good. They have a high toleration of having a flaw or software bug, and I just don't like them. And that's my opinion. And I understand you have great feedback, maybe great experience with the Sabercore lights, soundboards, etc., and it's working perfectly for you, and it does all the things you like. But for me, I don't like them one bit. A few things I don't like too. I don't like they use quad core LEDs. It's too much. It's getting hot. You burn your hands at times with certain LED colors, red, purple. Hold the lightsaber longer than 10 minutes, and you will feel the burn. Not good, not good. And the battery drains fast as well. It's just a stupid design. You go back to Tricrease. I don't know why Phil Isherwood still to this date refuses to go Tricrete. But other hand, what we need to say from Saberforce, and I do need to praise them, they're the company that poops out a lot of hilt designs. They keep coming out with new hilt designs. Lately, a bit less than the last few years, where they had new hilt designs almost every month. But they have a wide scale of lightsaber designs. They have Shoto hilts, the tiny ones. They got the regular ones. They have the eco ones, the budget ones. They have the elite class. They have 4 or 5 different lines of lightsaber for every budget and every type of person, long, tall, small, kid. There's something for you out there at Saberforge, and that's why I really like Saberforge. They have everything. Price wise, I think they're too premium for what you get. Compare that to a Vader's Vault, where you get a Ferrari for the right price. At Saberforge, you get a Ford Focus for the same price. In terms of features, quality, etc. So I still think Saberforge asking too much money, especially for a large company like that. I don't know why the prices are not lower or undercutting companies like Vader's Vault, etc. Because they can, they're so big, but they're not doing that. So very interesting. So yeah, if you wonder, you're new in this hobby, if Saberforce is right for you, then you need to think about a few things. Are you want to be really invested with a company or a certain community for a certain brand and having that like tight relationship? Like, yeah, I'm a Vader's Vault fan, or I'm a Saber Trio fan, or a Saber Mock fan, or yeah. Then you can look at the different aspects there. But if you just like to have cool hilts and you don't give a shit about that kind of stuff because you're not like in the whole Facebook realm and you don't give a shit about being invested in those Facebook groups, etc. Don't really care about dodgy, weird behavior that a COO ever did in the past, like with COO at every company in a nice suit is not a bit of a crooked himself or herself. I mean, most companies, it's just like how it rolls. I mean, that's how you make money. You need people that are just hardcore, and yeah, it's not a charity, of course. They try to make big bucks, so um, I take it a bit of a grain of salt. Whatever he said in the past is what he said as an individual. Phil Isherwood. I mean, yeah, is it tasteless? Is it bad? Yeah, I agree. It's not good. But then again, there's so many people out there talk shit, and we're not picking out everybody, and we only pick out Phil Isherwood because he's the owner of Saberforce. And I understand for some sabersmiths, there's a moral aspect behind it. They say, well, he in the past he had several hills that were copied from my hilt, etc., or this kind of stuff and that kind of stuff. I totally understand. It's a really tough situation to be in. So you also get that sometimes where you get drawn between, am I gonna feel morally guilty for having a Saberforge saber, or am I gonna just enjoy my saber and just do what I like and agree it's not good, and then being portrayed as a supporter of a company that does bad stuff? It's a hard thing, and there's no right answer on that. And what I had in the beginning was I was really like, shit. I like these smaller installers and small saber companies, and I want to support them because the big guys have such a big monopoly. They also Sabers and Saberforge eat a big chunk of the market, and the majority of people are just people that get one or two lightsabers. They're just casual Star Wars fan. They just like have a cool sci-fi Star Wars or movie prop, and they go for a lightsaber, and they look at Alto Sabers and Saberforge. That's the first to go to location. So that's why Alto Sabers and Saberforge are so big, and the hardcore collectors, yeah, they know the ins and outs. But is that really relevant for the majority? Probably not, and that's why um, this whole debacle about why there's so many people hate Saberforts. Um, it's really depends in how deep you want to get involved with the lightsaber community and supporting this person or that company, um, or yeah, you want to be and you want to be a wine taster, like you want to be a very acquisitive wine tasting professional that only buys certain brands of wine, or you just like you go to the grocery, get a nice wine there, drink it, enjoy it, and that's it. It's up to you. And I personally feel like now, several years in this hobby, I'm over that whole thing myself, where I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get involved anymore. Versus, whatever. I just buy what I want, and I totally understand where you come from, but I'm gonna close the door from here on because I'm just gonna move ahead in my direction with what I like. And if you wanna stay in that section where you are now, that is fine. I'm gonna leave you to it. I just gonna enjoy my things and fist bump. We're still friends, right? And if they're not, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna leave you at it. Thank you. See you. Bye. That's how I'm approaching it more now. Maybe I'm getting older as well and more mature and just longer in the hobby and having seen a lot of things. Um, yeah, I mean that is where the Saberforge hate come from, and hopefully that helped you a bit more to understand. If you really want to read into it more, be prepared. There's a lot of stuff on Google to be found. There's histories left and right. The early days being banned from Facebook group, from forum groups and stuff, etc., etc., etc. There's a lot of stuff. It's way beyond most of us. It's way too personal for most of us at this point, because Saberforce is a big company, right? They have dozens of employees working there. It's not just Phil Isherwood anymore. It's not a one-man band. It's a whole operation with a lot of people behind it, and they are making Saberforce at the daily base. They make Saberforce run. It's no longer just Phil Isherwood. It's a lot of people. So you need to take that in consideration as well. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people working there, and they're not Phil Isherwood. They're this and this person. They're very nice. They're passionate about their work. They love working at Saberforce. They love helping you getting your lightsaber, etc., etc., etc. So I think beyond this stage, it's already like, yeah, it is what it is. You can choose how you want to approach that going forward. You want to say, okay, I've read all the stuff. I make a decision. I'm not buying from Saberforge. I'm a man or woman of word. I have my yeah. I'm not gonna do it. Fine. That's what it is. And of course, the opinions will keep coming back because it's the internet, right? We're boring. We're sitting here. We have nothing to do. We see a picture or a question. Hey guys, I want to buy this saber. Is Saberforge a good company? I'm bored. You know what? Let's burn this question to the ground, and why not? It happens. It happens from my end as well at times, and I try not to do it, but I mean, it's a bit of a human nature we all have, and so just take it with a grain of, not a grain of salt, I would say, just Yeah, it depends on how far you want to go into that topic. Basically, you just want to buy the products, or you want to be really invested in the community, and you want to be a I don't know, you really want to, like a wine taster, you really want to get into the nitty gritty of things, and that's the hobby on its own for you. It's not just the lightsaber products, it's the nitty gritty, everything behind it, is whatever that makes it tick. That's a different part of the hobby, and that's also a big section for a lot of people. They're more into that. They're more into how the business operates and all that kind of stuff. It depends what you're looking for in the hobby. So, yep, that was it. Let me know what you think about the hate for Saberforge. Is it rightfully? Is it something of the past, or let the past die? Like Kylo Ren would say, is it something that's still active for you? Do you have bad experience at the moment and whatnot, or good experiences? Or else, let me know. Let me know. Is there another reason to hate or love Saberforge, or not get involved with it, or get involved with it? Let us know in the comments. Share that. People are interested in that. That's why they watch these kind of videos, because they want to know more about it. So share your stuff here so we actually can discuss that openly together, because if you watch this video, you probably were interested to know why that is. So I'm gonna end the video. Thank you for watching, and hopefully see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.